All right, let's see if we go live now. Let's see. All right, so hold on just a second. It's connecting to Facebook. Let me go live here. Perfect. All right, so working on YouTube and Facebook today. So if you're here joining me, make sure to say hello in the comments. I'm going to make sure I'm live on Facebook. Um, let's see. Still not showing. Hold on. I can see on my screen. Okay, there it is. Yay me. Okay, so many things. All right, I'm gonna make sure this is live. I always have to do that. Turn on my volume. Okay. All right, and let me check this one really quick. Let's see. Looks like I'm live on YouTube. We'll see. All right, so sorry for the delay on that because it's taken me too long to go. So today is an important one. So it's Thursday. It's 10 a.m. You know what time it is? It's Coffee Chats with Candice. So if you're new here, I'm Candice, your go-to business foundations coach. I help beauty pros like you get legit, organized, and financially confident from day one. I've been in business for over 25 years, and I'm here to help you skip the confusion, avoid the costly mistakes, and finally feel confident in running your business like a pro. So, grab your cup of coffee and beverage of your choice, no judgment, and let's chat. So, before we go live, before we dive in, let me know in the comments, where are you watching from today? Are you watching live? Or are you watching the replay? So today, like I said, I'm also streaming to YouTube. So hopefully it's going because who knows? Oh, and you hear Dobby, he's crying underneath my desk. So he's here with me today. And yeah, it looks like it's going. Okay, so I'm gonna pick him up because he's it's time for his nap. So he needs to be he needs to be cuddled and kissed and all that kind of stuff before he goes and takes his nap. So I've spoiled him incredibly. so so bad for me. All right, so I want you to type tax if you want the one-page checklist. I've talked about this before. Right now he wants down. But today I'm pulling the most important tax prep items from a small business checklist and making them quick, practical, and doable this week. So you need to be working on this before the end of the year because we are about to hit the end of the year and holiday season, everything's going to be busy. So why does it matter? A little prep now saves a lot of money, time, and stress when the season hits. So, you don't need to know all of the rules because I do not know all of the rules, but you need the right docs in place, the right forms, the basic habits that protect your cash, and a simple calendar so that nothing slips through. All right, so which taxes might you owe? I'm just going to refresh this because I don't think that it is going live, but who knows? Let's see. Yeah, okay. All right, perfect. So here's a quick primer for the multiple tax buckets that you want to watch for. So income tax, federal and state, self-employment tax. If you're not on payroll, employment and payroll taxes if you have employees, sales tax on products or taxable services varies by the state, and your occasional excise taxes, which are rare for most of you, but just thought I'd throw it in there. So know which applies to your business so that you don't get surprised. Okay, the forms that you're going to need. So keep these top of mind. Schedule C, that's for sole proprietors, or a Schedule K1 if you're an S Corp. So I have to do that. I have to do a K1 for my HVAC business. And then we do the Schedule Cs for the other ones. Excuse me. So, and that's also, you have to have a K1 if you're also a partnership as well. Okay, this is another important one. 1099 NEC for contractors that you pay $600 plus. So you want to get your W-9s now. So who is this for? This is for anybody that you pay rent to. So if you're renting a space, you need to have a 1099 sent to your landlord for the rents that you paid for the year. Any payments that you made to an attorney would also be something that you would do a 1099 miscellaneous for. Now, if you do non-employee compensation, so let's say you hired someone, for example, my husband's hiring someone to do his shirts. So I need a W-9 from that person before I send them a check. And then my CPA will send out a 1099 by January 31st because that is the law, the requirement that you have to do. So, and there are so many things that you need to do, but those things are important. And I have a policy in my businesses that I collect the W-9 before I issue the first payment. That way I'm not chasing them for it. And they don't get paid until they get that. So hopefully that will encourage them to fill that out immediately. If you have QuickBooks, you can actually set this up online where you can connect through QuickBooks. So that makes it really, really simple as well. But if you don't, simple, just let me know and I can help you out with that. All right, so W-2 and payroll reporting if you have employees. State sales tax permit and sales tax returns if you sell taxable goods or services in your state. So you want to make sure that you have all of your sales tax returns that you filed for the year so that you can prepare that for your CPA so that they can have it. So if you aren't sure, add check entity plus reporting to your Clarity Call agenda when you book a call, and we can talk about it. All right, so things together, your documents together. So you want to make one folder, a cloud location or a cloud location for your CPA packet. So this is going to include your bank and credit card statements for the last 12 months, your profit and loss and balance sheet. If you have a accounting software, you would be able to pull those reports. Year-to-date receipts. So your receipts grouped by category. I like them in date order, but you want to do supplies, rent, utilities, marketing, equipment, insurance. You want to make sure to have your mileage logs or a mileage app export. So if you're using an app, I also have the mileage tracker too, if you need help with that. So your W-9s for your contractors and copies of W-2s if you have staff. And all of those will be saved. You want those to be saved electronically. So if you have a scanner, scan it with your phone, save it as an electronic document in your folder, in your cloud file, so that it's always there. All right, and then Z reports or end of day sales summaries from your point of sale. So like Square or other. These are audit gold. So if you have a home studio, note square footage that's used and proof related expenses. So your utilities, your homeowner's insurance allocation, you want to document the square footage, what's used. So yeah. All right, so then these are the deductions and credits that we want to talk about. So high value items many beauty pros miss. retirement contributions. So a SEP, which is a um, self-employed IRA, a solo 401k, they have a big tax impact if you can do it. Section 179, bonus depreciation for qualifying equipment purchases only. So only buy what you need, what you actually need. Don't buy something just to get the deduction. If you have the home studio deduction, decide with your CPA simplified versus actual method. So actual method is where you're going to document the square footage, etc. But with the simple method, it's like $5 for $5 a square foot for up to 300 square feet. So business meals, training, continuing education, supplies, insurance, and payroll expenses. One note on the meals and training and continuing education. So I see a lot of ladies are going to Slay the Spray. That is a tax deduction. So you want to make sure that you document your ticket purchase. You want to document your flight. You want to document your meals that you have. You only get to write off 50% of your meals, but you want to document all your meals. You want to document your mileage to the airport and back. Think. Trying to think of what else I need. And then the actual anything you might purchase there that might be business related, you need a receipt for as well. So those are so important. And the way I do it is I keep an expense report that I just track everything on my phone, and then I will have it already done. For my other businesses, it just depends on how what the trip is that I'm going to be doing. So, important fact is that if you pay for your airline ticket in 2025, that is the deduction that you're going to take for this year. So, it's going to be in 2025. If you paid for your ticket for Slay the Spray, then you do the ticket for this year. If you put it out over, part here, part there, only what you paid in this tax year is what's going to be deducted. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so small employer credit. So if you offer health or family leave, which a lot of you do not, so you want to ask if you, a CPA, if you qualify for those. So the most important thing is to remember that documentation is everything for your deductions. You have to have proof or you can't deduct it. All right, so set a simple tax calendar for W-2s, 1099 deadlines, quarterly estimated tax dates, and your state sales tax filing dates. If you expect to owe, you want to start setting money aside now in your documented tax savings account. This is something that I preach on all the time. You want to make sure that you have a separate account for your taxes so that you can put that money aside so that when the tax bill comes, you are not freaking out and you can pay it. So you want to treat your tax dollars like a business bill, not profit, right? So if you're not ready to file your tax return, file for an extension, but note that the extension is only for more time to file. It's not more time to pay. So you still have to pay even if you don't get your tax return done. So if cash is tight, contact the IRS and set up a payment plan early to reduce penalties and stress. So if you're like, okay, I know I'm going to have to pay, so let's go ahead and get this set up, then do that now. Because getting ahead of it is so much better than being behind it and getting the fees and the interest and the penalties and all that. So, All right, so quick actions you can take. So collect your missing W-9s. So think about, go through all of your bank statements. If you don't have an accounting software, go through all of your bank statements and look and take a highlighter. And I would have a couple of different highlighters. And what I would do is highlight, okay, this is a person, a business that I paid, or an individual that I paid. And if you paid them over $600, you're going to have to issue that 1099. So highlight that. And then that way you can keep track of it if you don't have an accounting software. Accounting software, you'll be able to run a report. It'd be really simple and quick. So you want to you want to export your last 3 months of bank statements. So you want to do the entire year, but right now let's work on the last 3 months and create a receipts folder. So if you don't have a digital folder to make that, you can create that. Also, you can create just just a regular folder, like a manual, like paper folder, Um, if you have QuickBooks or accounting software, so you want to pull a year-to-date P&L from your bookkeeping tool and your tax, and open a tax savings account. So those are something you can do in an hour or less. And online, you can actually, if you're filling out if you're doing an account online, you could do that in probably 10 minutes or less. So decide if you have any sensible purchases to accelerate. So, do you have to buy any equipment? Do you have to hire a coach? Do you have to pay an attorney? Are these things that you need to do before the end of the year so that you can put them on this year's tax return? So, you want to confirm any retirement contribution options that you have. So, if you want help with any of this, getting this done, just book a clarity call with me. The link is in the comments, and I can sample a month and give you a quick action plan that you can implement. So check the link in the description. I'm sorry, no, check the link in the comments, and let me know where you're watching from. Like I said, and then also. What else do we see? This is really, really important. Like I said from at the beginning, is that we're getting now into the holiday season. Everything is going to be so busy. So please, please, please do time blocks on your schedules so that you can schedule these things and they don't get put off, because the things that we don't understand, we tend to procrastinate on, and we stick our head in the sand. So you don't want to do this. And like I said, I just finished up my challenge this last week. If any of you watched that, it was super great. If not, there'll be another one coming up in another 8 weeks or so. But I talked a lot about that as well in the challenge. Anyway, so I want to help you, and I want to help you feel like you are in control of your business and your finances, and excuse me, so that you don't have to stress over it, because nobody wants to stress. Sorry, I have to drink. So that's really all I have for today. I want to thank you for being here live or catching the replay. I hope you have a fabulous Thursday and a fabulous weekend. And I will see you here, same time, same place, for Coffee Chats with Candice. All right, see you later. Bye.